Day 7, peer-to-peer referrals. Here, this is a really interesting topic. And peer-to-peer referrals spark some controversy and some interesting discussion, because some of the peer-to-peer platforms where real estate agents engage with each other are communities that are very, very tight. The oldest real estate community in the entire country is called Realtown, and that started as a listserv many years ago in the 90s, and that evolved into Realtown. There's another very, very big one called Active Rain that's enormous, multi-user blog network where real estate agents have really formed a very, very tight community and do a lot of sharing. They share a lot of best practices. They do a lot of blogging. They get some traction there for business and the like, and there's a lot of discussion there. What started as a place where people could support each other and hopefully get some business evolved into a community that was actually purchased and taken over by a market leader that is the top lead generation company in the business. And so Market Leader now owns Active Rain, and Active Rain is a community of real estate agents and vendors and lots of other people who are there, who essentially comprise an enormous Market Leader sales funnel, which is a brilliant move on Market Leader's part, certainly. Again, there is a lot of engagement, and people in Active Rain often, put the community first and see it as a community more than a sales funnel, and certainly you can make an argument for that because the community is very active and very, very vibrant. But when we talk about peer-to-peer referrals, and we're talking about referrals and income-producing activities, let's take a look at the goals around peer-to-peer referrals. One of the goals is a broker goal, and that's a goal of talent attraction. That is for recruiting and finding other agents. And that's one of the reasons that brokers engage online. That's one of the reasons why a lot of agents engage with other agents to find out what's a good fit with each other in a local marketplace or in remote marketplaces. Who can work together very, very well, who can establish joint venture partnerships or real estate sales partnerships, and how does that work? Working with referrals and sharing referrals is something that becomes a lot more dollar productive and a lot more satisfying when you know that the referrals are going to somebody who's going to take real good care of the people you send them to. I'm a perfect example of a person who was a referral. My husband and I were referrals from New Jersey to Pennsylvania, and the real estate agent who made that referral from New Jersey took the time out to find out who was a really good broker in Bethlehem. And I was so intrigued and so happy with that experience as a consumer, I went out and got my real estate license, and I actually put my license with that broker who sold me the house, and we had a very long-term business relationship. We're very, very dear friends. We're still friends, and that is the result of a peer-to-peer referral. So peer-to-peer referrals are very, very special. You can make a difference in somebody's life when you send them to the right place. You can also make a difference in people with engagement. Giving people a congratulations about a job well done, acknowledging that somebody has done a great job in your own organization, and doing that in a public way is a very easy thing to do right now. That's become a very, very easy thing to accomplish with social media. But the impact is no less satisfying to the person on the receiving end, to the agent who hears some glowing praise about herself, just because it's an easy thing to do. So if you haven't used social media to make to issue some testimonials, that can go a long way to agent retention. And, when we're saying something nice about that person in a public arena in social media, then that catches the attention of the people in their sphere of influence. So the people in their circle on Facebook where they're, hearing glowing words about themselves, the people who are prospects in their sales funnel, the people who are past clients and customers, their friends and family are all people who have access to that, who can see that testimonial, and who, have a very, very real possibility of making a referral to that person, in the future here. So, peer-to-peer referrals and testimonials are great. It's also for new customers, peer-to-peer referrals for new customers, again, in a local market, making a referral to somebody in your local market because maybe the drive is just a little more than you want to do. There are some agents who specialize in a very, very small geographic area who really want to specialize and capture and dominate a local market. And to dominate any market, whether it's a geographic market or a market niche, to dominate any market takes some time and attention. It takes some nurturing. It takes time, and handing off referrals to people in markets that are in other markets can be a very, very good thing to do. So, before you think about taking a listing that takes a drive of half an hour or 45 minutes or more, think about the agents in that area who might be able to handle that listing very, very well. That's going to free up your time to spend in your local market and dominate that in a really, really powerful way, and in a way where you have no competition whatsoever. Making referrals in remote markets too. Think about who you're sending it to. So if you are making a referral to another market, take a look at your network. If you are a CRS or a CRB, take a look at the people in that network who have taken that education, who have gone that extra mile to educate themselves about things and see what works. If you are referring somebody who is an older person who may be retiring, let's say to the Sun Belt, check out the that senior network, that SRES network of professionals and people who are equipped to handle that kind of business. If you are referring, any special kind of niche to another area, just go that extra mile. Do a little bit of checking, because what will happen is that your peer-to-peer referral conversion rates will be higher. More of the leads that you refer to that area will actually close. I'll tell you a little story. Again, it was many years ago that I was referred from New Jersey to Pennsylvania, but I was referred very, very early in the game by the listing agent who listed our house in North Jersey. And the selling agent, or the woman who was going to become the selling agent for us in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, took the referral, even though our house wasn't sold yet, and contacted us right away, found out, what it is we wanted to buy, what were our needs, took that information, and then started to send us information. Of course, that was 1985. That was pre-internet days, and stuff had to come by mail, but I got a package of listings. She kept in touch. In the meantime, my husband, who was, who had a job in Pennsylvania in a company, in a rather large company, started to get some calls from people within the company who had spouses in the business. In fact, his boss had a wife who was a real estate agent who was, all over us like white on rice, who wanted to sell us a house down there. And there were a couple of other people who came from that network. And in many, on many levels, that would have been a thing that would have been politically a good thing to do, I guess. It just wasn't something that sat well with me, because I already had a connection. I already heard from somebody who was right there, who sounded really, really good, and it was an arm's length type of a situation from his office, and we chose to go that route. After I got my license and I had an opportunity to, meet the people who otherwise, wanted to have our business, I was glad I made that decision, because these were people who basically just capitalized on that kind of business, and I would not have been comfortable doing the deal with them. I probably would have been so so put off by the transaction. I never would have occurred to me to get a real estate license because I never thought about a real estate license before. I just didn't think that real estate agents were people that were very trustworthy, and I thought that just came with it with a deal, including the real estate agent who did our business in New Jersey. I wouldn't say I trusted the agent. In fact, I didn't. But I thought that was part of the business. I thought you just had to have somebody who was ruthless, who would pretty much do anything for the deal, and that was a good thing to do when it came time to sell the house. I worked in New York for 10 years. It was a dog-eat-dog kind of world, and the notion of people working cooperatively and nicely with each other in that market just wasn't even a thought that I had before I went to Pennsylvania. So peer-to-peer referrals, give it some really, really good thought. Think about what you're doing when you make a referral, and with your, with the testimonials that we're going to be talking about, here in the program, and the engagement that you will be having with other real estate professionals. The opportunities to grow your team, to grow your brokerage, and to grow a cooperative network of people in your real estate sales business is very, very good. And I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, have a great day.